Aaron Carter's mom has made a pretty remarkable decision. She has decided she wants the world to see the death scene, where the bathroom where Aaron was found dead. And the reason for this is she is calling out the police and feels like they did not do a proper investigation here, because she is certainly insinuating that there may have been foul play involved in Aaron Carter's death.
And yes, of course, I faced a lot of struggles, and I had lots of times where drugs and things like that were presented to me, and I dabbled in those kind of things, and I partook in it, and it got me into a lot of trouble, and I just started
getting involved, and
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old, because when I did MTV Cribs.
I think maybe when you get a little older, you mellow out a little bit, get a little more like camera.
No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna get worse.
When a celebrity dies, suddenly, especially someone so young, we grieve, read the headlines, and move on. The media labels it an overdose, depression, just another Hollywood tragedy. But what if it wasn't just another sad story? What if it was a warning? Aaron Carter was only 34 when he was found lifeless in his bathtub. At first, it seemed like another case of a troubled star gone too soon. But the deeper you look, the more it starts to feel less like coincidence and more like a cover-up. And now, all eyes are turning toward Sean Diddy Combs.
This morning at the age of 34. TMZ released an exclusive saying Aaron Carter was found dead Saturday at his house in Lancaster, California. Multiple sources tell us Aaron's body was found in his bathtub. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ they received a 911 call at 11 a.m. Saturday that a male had drowned in the tub. They don't know if it was a homicide or what exactly the cause was, other than the fact that he was found in the tub. It's also always really sad to hear, knowing that someone struggled with substance. Aaron Carter did. Not to mention he had a son named Prince, and I don't even think he's a year old yet, or he's right around a year, so very young. It's just heartbreaking overall. Thoughts and prayers go out to Aaron.
TMZ has obtained excerpts from the 911 calls from people expressing concerns about singer Aaron Carter, who was found dead in his home on Saturday.
About Aaron, I was just calling to see if there's any way you guys could send an officer to go check in on him. The thing is, he's a very heavy drug user, and he's inhaling computer dust, and he was doing it all night.
Has Aaron made statements since your last spoke to him about potentially hurting himself or committing or anything?
He hasn't made statements about hurting himself, but he's made statements about hurting other people.
And members of the Backstreet Boys rallied around Carter's brother Nick during that band's concert tonight in London. Singer Kevin Richardson there in the band that was playing with heavy hearts as other members walked over from time to time to give Aaron's brother's older brother Nick and bandmate Nick a hug. 34-year-old Aaron Carter was found unresponsive in his bathtub at his Lancaster home yesterday. The former singer and teen heartthrob struggled with addiction and other issues over the years. The cause, though, of his death has yet to be.
Unshaken in her belief, she refused to accept that her son's death was merely a tragic accident. Taking justice into her own hands, she released graphic, never-before-seen crime scene photos to TMZ, accompanied by a haunting message. This doesn't add up. According to her, the police had rushed the investigation, overlooking key details that pointed not to an overdose, but to a potential murder. Now, with federal authorities finally taking notice, the case is gaining momentum. Just as the truth begins to surface, the story veers into even darker, more disturbing territory.
Walk us through what troubles you about that scene, about the things that you saw in the photograph and the things that you've heard happened in the house.
Oh, well, the first day, I got a call. The first thing, I got a call from my daughter, Angel, and she said that Aaron was found in the pool. So then I found out later that he was found in a tub, and it just, everything, the stories just kind of kept changing. But I was very concerned because, he had obviously had a lot of people that were harassing him on the internet.
So are you suggesting that somebody may have done him harm? Somebody who was going after him online?
Oh, absolutely.
What is the theory that you think may have happened?
The Lancaster Police Department was there many, many times on welfare checks. sent there by different people. And, the night that he died, Melanie said that there was a welfare check. And there was obviously not a welfare check. The lady Betty, that was the housekeeper, said he was fine, and nobody actually really checked on Aaron.
So you're positive the police did not come earlier in the night?
They did, but they didn't actually see him.
We should say, just for the record so people know, Betty has never been in any way named as even a person of interest or anything like that. So I get this is your personal opinion on it. And if it's drugs, that would surface in the toxicology results. So you're going to know something.
This is the thing that I don't like, okay? I'm looking at those photos. Obviously, people were able to go into that home, his home, and see that. Look at that tub, okay? Look how full that tub is. All right? If you put a body in there and it gets that green or whatever, you put a body in there and don't you think there'd be some water on the outside when you pull it out and you're supposedly doing CPR? I mean, that overfull tub, in my opinion. So I think there's a lot of suspicious. Hey, I know he was an addict, okay? I know that he had his issues. I do think that Aaron did not want to die. He had no intention of dying. And I don't think that he would be doing that much of that aerosol. It's like overkill.
We're getting a look at disturbing, never-before-seen photos of the bathroom where singer Aaron Carter was found dead last year. Carter's mother, Jane Schneck, posted the photos to her personal Facebook page on Wednesday, writing, quote, "Still trying to get a real investigation for the death of my son, Aaron Carter." On November 5th of last year, 34-year-old Carter was found dead in the bathtub of his Lancaster, California home. According to posts by his mother, quote, "The coroner wrote it off as an accidental drug overdose. They never investigated it as a possible crime scene because of his addiction past." One of the photos shows the bathtub where Carter was found filled with green water. Another shows what appears to be feces smeared across the bathroom floor. A towel and some clothing items can also be seen on the floor in the photos. In one social media post, Carter's mother writes, quote, "Why are the towels perfectly placed?" In others, she alleges Carter received multiple death threats before he died, saying many people were making his life miserable. She also calls on true crime host Nancy Grace for help in the investigation. And in her most recent post, Carter's mother writes, quote, "We want answers. We want justice. There are people who must be held accountable." She again writes that Lancaster, California investigators dismissed an investigation because of Carter's, quote, "mental illness and prescription drug issues." Following Carter's death, an autopsy was performed, but an official cause of death has not yet been released. Reporting for Law & Crime Network, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Rumors are now swirling that Aaron Carter's death may be directly connected to Diddy, a claim that sounds outrageous at first, but quickly takes on weight the deeper you look. According to insiders, Diddy's longtime rival, 50 Cent, allegedly handed over exclusive footage of Aaron to federal investigators. The contents of that tape remain tightly sealed, but those close to the case say it's damning enough to leave Diddy rattled, possibly even facing prison time. So the questions grow louder. What did Aaron know? What was on that tape, and was he preparing to expose it? Here's what they hope you forget. Aaron Carter said, time and again, that he would never take his own life.
Myself and love my life. What's wrong with you people? I would never kill myself and love my life. What's wrong with you people?
Aaron Carter is dead at the age of just 34 years old, and we've actually learned a little bit more into his final moments and what cops found at the scene. So as you know, Aaron's been struggling with substance for a few years now, and cops actually found evidence of that at the death scene. They found cans of compressed air and prescription pills in both his bathroom and his bedroom. We know the last time anyone saw Aaron alive was about 2 a.m. on Friday, when there was a welfare check made to his home. Police responded, and his housekeeper actually let them inside, But when Aaron found out what was going on, he got really upset with the housekeeper, told the police to leave, and told his housekeeper to stay in her room. We're told she had no contact with him all day Friday, and then Saturday morning she felt that something was off. She knocked on his door to get him his coffee, she heard his dogs going crazy, and that's when she made her way inside. The law enforcement sources told us they believe that Aaron's body was in the tub for quite a while. We're told the color of the water was unnatural and there was a smell of decomposition inside the home. Not only that, the jets were still running in his tub when he was found. So Aaron's really grown a social media following, especially on his live streams, and it was back in September when fans called for a welfare check at his home after they believed he was huffing compressed air canisters during a live broadcast. And during another recent live, he read a text message out loud that he got from his fiancée, Melanie.
She just told me you're going to die. Wow.
So as of now, his cause of death has been deferred by the LA County Coroner's Office, pending toxicology results, which could take up to months. Of course,
Short weeks prior to his passing, Aaron Carter was taking action when he publicly denounced the entertainment industry, exposing that he was being taken advantage of and controlled as early as the age of 15. And he started to imply that he had witnessed and experienced far worse. Aaron talked about how his sister, Leslie, sexually assaulted him as a child, about unsettling experiences connected to affluent Hollywood circles, and most horrifying of all, that he was allegedly associated with the same covert parties. Diddy is currently under investigation for hosting parties where there was abuse, manipulation, and exploitation.
The toughest thing to deal with.
Aaron Carter dropping a major bombshell on Thursday, alleging on Twitter that his late sister Leslie, who died in 2012, abused him when he was a child. In a series of tweets, the singer explained, quote, "My sister from the age of 10 to 13 years old when she wasn't on her medications." He also alleged, "I was only by her, but by my first two backup dancers when I was 8 years old, and my brother abused me my whole life." BT has reached out to Nick Carter for comment. Aaron claims the question came as a result of his late sister Leslie's mental health issues. He says she suffered from bipolar disorder and took lithium to treat it, claiming that when she was not on her meds, she did things that she never meant to do. As a result, Aaron says he spent the last 15 years of his life going to therapy. He says he's had ups and downs and will continue working on his mental health. Aaron also points out that even though he's been through extensive therapy, he's never been diagnosed bipolar or schizophrenic, even though he said he'd been diagnosed with the disorders on the doctors.
I suffer from multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, acute anxiety, a manic depressive.
Aaron's claims of abuse days after Nick got a restraining order against him. According to court docs obtained by ET, Nick was issued a temporary order for himself, his wife Lauren, son Odin, and mother and father-in-law, which states Aaron must stay 100 feet away from them. In a tweet, Aaron denied wanting to hurt anyone, especially his family.
It hurts so bad because there's nothing.
Some theories speculate that Aaron's death may have been planned by his own family because Aaron's relationship with them was unstable and he had restraining orders against several of them. His siblings attempted to place him under conservatorship, but Aaron vehemently objected. Now, some are wondering if his own family members may have been complicit, knowingly or unknowingly, in keeping him quiet. Oh, and here's a terrifying idea. Aaron was stuck between a dangerous industry and a toxic family with no one to help him.
At age 34, there's only two people to blame, and those are his parents. Aaron Carter was a massive success in the late 1990s, selling 4.5 million albums in the United States and 10 million globally. Off of concerts, albums, and merchandise, his estate made over $50 million. But the money was sadly spent by Aaron Carter's parents, Robert and Jane, who lived a luxurious lifestyle on their son's work. And Aaron Carter's parents personally broke the law not putting money into his Coogan account. Coogan accounts are required by law in the state of California that state that 15% of an actor's income has to go to a savings account for when they're 18. This law was established in 1939 after child actor Jackie Coogan's parents stole all of his money. Jackie Coogan was broke as an adult until he played Uncle Fester in the original Addams Family. For Aaron Carter, his parents weren't paying properly into the Coogan account. He ended up with $2 million when he should have had $20 million. $2 million sounds good, but his parents actually put him $3.5 million in debt to the IRS because they didn't pay taxes on his earnings. So Aaron Carter ended up filing for bankruptcy and still publicly forgave his parents. And Aaron Carter ended up broke doing adult work and OnlyFans to pay rent. Now he was found overdosed in a bathtub thanks to mom and dad. With that, I'm Charles Peral. I hope you learned something.
Hey everybody out there, this is Aaron Carter. I want to verify that this is actually my GoFundMe page. There's been a lot of misdirection that I've had to do in order to protect myself from being a silence breaker for my brother, who is a... And now they're after my life. My whole family is after my life, and they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. And Brad Paisley, who sued Sony Records for $10 million. They owe me money, and they're trying to kill me off. And I'm begging you and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe. My realtor won't sell my house. They're all involved in this, and they're trying to keep me there. They had cops come and check for a rope.
Aaron believes that his family wants him in a conservatorship, and that is why he broke up with his fiancée, Melanie Martin. We just broke this story. Pretty insane. So Aaron Carter broke up with his fiancée, Melanie, only a week after they gave birth to his first son, Prince Lyric Carter. I spoke to Aaron Carter, and he told me that the reason why he broke up with her was because he learned that Melanie was in contact with his twin sister, Angel, who he is estranged from. In 2019, she got a restraining order against him, saying that he threatened to send men to her door, and she wanted to break all ties with him. Aaron believes that Angel and the rest of his family are in contact with Melanie, not to be nice and try to patch things up, but he believes to gather information and ultimately put him in a conservatorship. However, I also spoke to Melanie, who said that she doesn't believe they want him in a conservatorship because they never asked her for any kind of information. Aaron is also estranged from his brother Nick Carter and Nick's wife Lauren, and we're told that sources close to Nick are saying that he doesn't want to put Aaron under conservatorship. In fact, he wants nothing to do with Aaron at all. So any claims about that is totally bogus, and in fact, both Nick and Lauren have not even spoken to Melanie. We have reached out to Angel, and so far, no word back. Do you guys think Aaron should patch things up with his ex, Melanie, in light of her just giving birth? Do you think that he will eventually patch things up with his estranged family? Let us know.
Then, things start to get spooky and return to Diddy when we learn the startling fact that Aaron Carter passed away the day after Diddy's birthday. This may have been a coincidence, but conspiracy theorists see it as a code read, believing Aaron was silenced because he was going to reveal the truth about Diddy, the industry, and what goes on behind the scenes.
I'm going to school, and I'm the only one in the family who I didn't even see the day of high school. I didn't see proms. I didn't see any of that stuff. Maybe I'm a stronger person today because of it. You know, I don't have a lot of memories as a child. It was a lot of repetitious, monotonous things happening, so it was really hard for me to recollect anything when it's always the Groundhog Day. I had been touring nonstop since I was like 7 years old. I hadn't taken a break, you know, so it was almost like 10 years that I had not stopped working for my family. And my brother was 8 years older than me, so no disrespect to my brother, but when Nick was 18 years old and I was 10 years old, I was kind of just starting to make lots of money, you know, and I made over $200 million in my career before I.
During his last days, Aaron attempted to get in touch with Kanye West, who was already working to expose celebrity control and manipulation. Kanye had publicly criticized his former trainer Harley Pasnak, accusing him of threatening to drug and institutionalist him if he didn't comply. Later, Kanye claimed that Aaron's death was planned and alluded to connections between Harley, MK Ultra Tactics, and even Jay-Z, who is known to have a close relationship with Diddy. Aaron was attempting to work with Kanye to get his story out before it was too late.
Carter passed away, he actually said on Twitter, "Yo, Kanye, let's talk man to man." And this was still during the same time that Kanye was being very publicly spoken about what was happening in Hollywood. And then recently, Kanye did an IG Live a couple months ago and literally said exactly what happened to Aaron Carter.
Harley Pasnak finally kill Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't kill the Backstreet Boy sample. You get what I'm saying? Harley Pasnak pusher, your trainer. Harley Pasnak.
Past the rabbit hole deepens much further. Jay-Z, a chilling list now includes Carter's name. Aaron Carter, who may have known to many people who either mysteriously died or barely escaped after coming close to the truth. And Kim Porter, mother of Diddy's children who died under strange circumstances. Uncle Ron, a bodyguard who accused Diddy of silencing whistleblowers, are currently being investigated by federal investigators to see if Diddy used poison to silence people.
Ammonia. Yes. You know, just like Kim, just like Brittany Murphy. That ammonia ain't no joke. Hey, every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the pneumonia comes.
Real life.
Real life street star. Know what time it is.
Oh no, it's all good. But Uncle Ron, Beyonce's ex-bodyguard, who threatened to expose them. Yeah, threatened to expose them. I believe in 2023. Is deceased. He's passed away.
Allegedly, that's what they are saying.
Allegedly, that is what they are saying. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they said he died from that pneumonia.
Yes.
You know, just like Kim, just like Brittany Murphy. That pneumonia ain't no joke. Every time somebody get to telling the truth about someone, whoever's been lying, they just say a little prayer and then the pneumonia comes. And then a lot of people been getting that pneumonia. I'm surprised they didn't try to say that Liam got that pneumonia, but you know, he went over that balcony. But the thing is, they say he went on his own. But there's two other things that I considered as I speculate. This is all my speculation. None of this is true yet. But what if somebody told him he had to jump off?
Man.
What if he would have rather jumped and be out?
Right.
You know? Or maybe imminent danger was there. And
It's
that was
alleged
the
that
only escape.
Right. It's alleged that he had Tootsie.
Oh no, that's not alleged. That is a fact. There, Rook. It was found in his system in his autopsy. That's not alleged.
That's crazy.
The Tootsie, Yep.
Jack, Liam Payne, his fall. There's a lot of alleged things they're saying that happened.
Multiple levels, his fall.
There's a lot
Career
of speculation.
life, personal life,
right?
Health.
What is his ties to Diddy?
I mean, all of those kids from that era, even the British bands, they all partied with Diddy. I'm just... It's hard for me to truly get invested in what's happening to Liam Payne right now because I haven't gotten over what happened to Nick. Nick's brother, Aaron Carter.
Right.
A lot of people keep forgetting Aaron Carter was begging for help, begging for independent financing, begging for security. He made it very clear Sony was out to get him, just like Michael Jackson told him it would be. And right around that time, his brother had just been accused of raping one of the girls from making the band, Diddy's entity. And they were trying to make all of that go away. And Aaron called his brother out. And then the next thing you know, he said, if anything happens to me, I did not do this to myself. And then he was gone, and they said he took his own life, just like they're saying about Liam Payne. Why doesn't anyone want to see the same thing happen over and over and over again? Because if Diddy is responsible for Liam Payne.
Prior to his passing, Aaron Carter was not quiet. In fact, he frequently cried out, but no one paid much attention. He talked openly about his struggles with mental illness, disclosing diagnoses such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, acute anxiety and dissociative identity disorder, and people made fun of him. In live streams and interviews, Aaron openly discussed the agony of being harassed by trolls, pushed to the brink by the very people who should have protected him, his own family, and being bullied by the public. Social media made him a meme, but in reality, Aaron was going through a storm and finding it harder to survive.